Okay. Good morning, class. My name is Professor Yaya Sissoko, and I'm going to be the instructor for this class, microeconomics. So the course is about showing to the student how consumer and producer choose to allocate scarce resources to satisfy, their unlimited wanted. For instance, consumer want to buy a house, they want to buy a car, they want to buy, clothing, but they have a limited resources. They have a limited money. They are not able to do that. So this class will, allow the student to better allocate, so the scarce resources with respect to money, limited time. So the class also will talk about the role of the government in promoting efficiency and equality in that sense in the economy. So efficiency in terms of being, productive, equality, so among each group or, among the group in the economy. So topic of would include scarcity, demand and supply, equilibrium, opportunity cost, production possibility, and indifference curve, specialization, comparative advantage, profit, economic profit, so we'll also talk about different type of market, the market structure, like, perfect competition, monopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. So for this class, so we'll basically then, if you look at the syllabus, and then probably I should, so hold on. Okay, so one way to contact me, so to really reach me would be you can, email me using here my email address, ysissoko@iup.edu. So and the textbook, or you can also contact me using WeChat. Okay, so I think the TA Cynthia has a WeChat, which the group WeChat. Also, I have also personal WeChat that you can email me if you can contact me using WeChat. So the other thing then would be also, so during, probably I may have on Friday, so which is going to be Thursday, so 9 p.m., so 9 a.m., 9 p.m., so Eastern time in the US, which will be Friday morning, 9 so a.m. So I'll be available, I'll open WeChat, I'll open a Zoom. So if you have a live, so conversation with me, you can contact me, you can talk to me if you have any question about the course, and I'll be able to answer to those questions. So basically here, you might receive, copy of the ebook, which is going to be, Principle of Microeconomics, Gregory Mankiw, 7th edition, 2015. So the most important thing is to go day by day. So for the course, we already talk about for week 1, and then so we have Friday right here, which is already the review session. We're supposed to have our live, so orientation. So I'm recording now, so that you can watch it. And then I think, I'm sorry, I messed up the time, and I missed the live orientation. So the most important thing would be, so in terms of the assignment, so week 1, which is Monday through Friday, which is the first 5 days, there is no assignment due. So you just need to read chapter, so chapter 1, which is right here, chapter 1, and the appendix of chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5. And then I think you had a review session with Cynthia, the TA, today about, so the first week. So the second week, which is next week, and then so you day 6, you're going to talk about, you're going to read chapter 6 and chapter 7, and then also chapter, so day 7 you read also chapter 8, and then the first quiz which is going to be on day 7, which is Tuesday next week. We'll cover quiz number 1. Quiz number 1 will, so cover the first 5 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and chapter 4 and chapter 5. So, and then you need to review the chapter covered before, so these 5 chapters, so, and then you must complete that, online on the platform by the end of so the day, which is day 7. On the same day, so chapter summary 1 is also due. The chapter summary 1 will cover, so also the same 5 chapter covered in the quizzes, and then again, the detail of the chapter summary are given to you on the syllabus. I think it's about 150 word, and between 150 word and 600 word. So that should be the length of the chapter summary. And then if it's less than 150 word, meaning between 25 word and 149, then you must highlight the chapter PowerPoint and then submit with along with the summary. So again, and then again, if if there is emergency, you will need to fill out so the late submission form, and you have to let the TA Cynthia know, and so we'll try to accommodate you in that sense. If you fill up the form, and then we'll accommodate you so you should be able to submit this assignment. If you have emergency, late, so with respect to this day, which is day 7. And then if extension is granted, in that sense, you want to make sure that you submit those assignments by the end of, the week, which is Friday, which will be day 10, so you have to submit that by the end of, the second week, which is day 10, Friday. Also on day 8, so we have, so the chapter summary, which is also due, the homework, which is also due, the homework number 1. The homework number will cover the first 5 chapters, like the first 5 chapter, covered in the first quiz, the first 5 chapter covered in the, summary, chapter summary 1. These first 5 chapters will be covered also in the homework assignment, and then the TA will, so the question covered in the homework assignment will be given to you by the TA, so and then if you have any question, you can always ask the TA by, so using WeChat or email. You can also ask me through WeChat. We have a group WeChat and also email, and then Friday, if I will have 1 hour, so if it's hour coming, next Friday, then if you have any question, you can always ask me in that sense. Okay, so I'll ask Cynthia probably, so on Monday. So if you read this. If you read, so if you watch the video on Monday, which is going to be Monday morning, which is going to be Sunday, 8 p.m. here, between 8 p.m., and 9 p.m., I'll open a Zoom link. If you have any live question, you can also ask me on Monday, which is going to be this Sunday here, in the US. So Monday morning, between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m., which is going to be Beijing time. So I'll have the Zoom or the Zoom, so link open for you. You can ask me if you have any question about the first week or any question about the material, you should be able to ask me, in that sense. So Monday would be, so Beijing time, 8 to 9, which is going to be Sunday, US time, Sunday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. All right. So that's week 2. So you have a review session on week 2, which is going to be, so on day 10, which is Friday. Okay. So usually the review session will cover any, so the homework that, so the homework the homework due during that week, homework number 1, and the homework also they're supposed to submit on the 3rd week, which is coming up, or the following week, which is the 3rd week. Okay, and the quizzes if you have a question also, and also if you have any question about the exam also could be reviewed during the review session. So week 3, then in that sense, what will be important in week 3, day 12, which is going to be a Tuesday. So do you have a quiz number 2, which is going to cover the next 6 chapter, which is 6 chapters, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then the chapter summary number 2, which is going to cover also those 6 chapters, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excuse me, the next 5 chapters, which is chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, and chapter 9 and 10. Okay, so which is actually this next 6 chapter, and then chapter number 2, chapter summary number 2 also will cover those next 6 chapters. So and then so again these the quiz number 2 and chapter summary number 2 could be used to so review the first exam, to review also so the homework. And I think this will be posted on the platform, so I learned, then you should be able to, each student should be able to review the summary from other students and then prepare for the exam. So that's week number 3, and then week number 3, day 4, day 13, which is right here. We have homework number 2, which is 2. The homework number 2 will cover also, the 6 chapter covered in so in the quiz and in the chapter summary. Those 6 chapters will be chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So again, so make sure that you try to complete this assignment by the deadline. If there is any emergency, please make sure you contact so the TA, so, and let them know that so you have an emergency, then you will not be able to complete the assignment, and then you need to fill up the late submission policy form. So you can either request it from me or request it from Cynthia. We'll give it to you, you fill it up, and then so we'll make sure that you be accommodated for that. But make sure that so do not let the deadline pass without so having any good reason why you did not submit the assignment on time. Contact so the TA, so and make sure that you request it. So for any emergency you might have, or so for this assignment. Okay. All right. So then on day 14, which is a Thursday, so we'll have the first exam. And the first exam then will cover the first, so 11 chapter 1 through 11. Okay. So and then on that day, on day 14, Thursday, so there will be a review session about the exam. So again, you can, so the TA will conduct a review session about the exam. So before you complete the exam. So on that day, for instance, depending on whatever time the TA set up for you, the time would be, it could be, for instance, between 8 and 9, or 9 to 10, or 10 to 11, depending whatever arrangement or agreement you come with the TA. So that will be a review session. So then after that, it could be also the revision could take place during, so, the office hours, so of the TA. So then after that, then you can complete the exam by the end of the day, by the end of the day. So, so attending those review sessions is not mandatory. If you don't want to attend them, that's fine, so, but it's just there to help you if you do need help with the exam, so in that case, okay? All right, so the exam must be completed on day 14, which is a Thursday, so by the end of the day, so, and whatever time, so mention on that, you must complete the assignment before that. All right, so then on day 15, that will be a review session. Okay, so day 15, a review session. Usually, the review session then on those are on Friday. So the first one was today, Friday. So the next one will be, which is day 5. Day 10 will be on week 3, week 2, and day 15 will be on Friday on week 3. So usually during those review sessions, so the TA will cover any question that you might have about the upcoming quiz or exam. And then also the TA might help you to work on the chapter summary, which is coming up on the following week. So the review session could be any question that you might have about the class material. And then so, the TA will be able to answer to those, so questions in that sense. So that's week 3, and then week 4 will begin with chapter 15, chapter 16, and then in 17, and you have a quiz number 3, which is going to cover so chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, so. And again, the quizzes are there to help you assess, so the course material, to make sure that you read the material, and then you're going to, so to check the quiz to see if you completed the assignment that, which are reading the course material before you take the quiz. And the quiz it's only 25 questions. Each quiz, will consist of, each chapter will consist of, 25 questions. So in that sense, for each chapter. So if you have 5 chapters, so then five times, so it's 5 times 25, which will be 125, question in that case. For each quiz, so quiz number 1, so it's 5 questions per chapter. So quiz number 3, for instance, cover 5 chapters. So then you have 5 questions per chapter, which is going to be 25 questions for quiz number 3. So each quiz consists of 25 questions. And then if the chapter is, if the quiz covers 5 chapters, then each question will, each question, so each chapter will consist of 5 questions. Each chapter will consist of 5 questions. So 5 times 5 would be 25 questions for the quiz. And then I think each question is worth 3 points. So 3.33 times 25. That's now 22 times 25. That would be 75 points for each question. Okay. All right. So chapter summary, same thing, that's also day 17, chapter summary about, so chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 will be due, and then the summary, usually, what's the purpose of having the summary? The summary, so you read the material, you try to summarize that on your own word, so then, and then this will help you to prepare for the quiz that you're taking, during that week, for the homework, which is coming the day after, and for the exam, which is coming the week after. So really, it helps you to prepare for those things. And then again, you can also, since it's posted online, you can read also the chapter summary from other students. By reading the chapter summary for other students, I think you can earn extra bonus points. So by the way, completing each of this summary, you earn about 0.4 point, 0.4 point. So which is, so for five, for four chapters summary. So you for 5 chapters summary, that's going to be 8 points. Okay, if you summarize, if you do all the chapter summary, and that's you get 4 points. So which is going to be your participation in the class, attendance participation. Okay, so for so you can see that that's going to help you not only to prepare for the quiz, to prepare also for the exam, to prepare for the homework. The chapter summary are very good because it helps you to read the material and then prepare for this upcoming assignment. And the other student, they will benefit also other students. They can read from the other student, which will help them to prepare for the upcoming assignment. Okay, so then you have that on the day 18, you have the homework will be due, homework number 3, which will cover also the same 5 chapter covered in the quiz or on the chapter summary, chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay, so and this might be completed by the end of the day. Okay, all right, so that was on day 18, which is a Wednesday. So day 20, and you have the revision session again, and then attending the revision session is mandatory because then it helps you to review for the material, to ask any question you might have about the material, and then so and then so it will help you to better prepare for the upcoming assignment. So I think attending each chapter, attending each review session, you will earn 0.4, 0.4 point, 0.4. So do you think there are 5 review session, 5 times 0.4 will give you 2 points. So again, if you look at, I'll show you that in the grading policy. So there is attendance participation. Attendance participation will be worth 10 points. So those 10 points will consist of 8 points for the chapter summary and 2 points for attending. So this review session. Okay. So that will be the end of week 4. And week 5, which is the last week of the class, and for this session, then so same thing. Day 22, you have so you have so the quiz number 4 and chapter summary number 4 due. Okay, you can see that it's going to cover the last 4 chapter, the last 4th chapter, which is going to be chapter 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then this will be used, so to help you prepare for the exam, which is the final exam, the exam number 2, which is coming up, later on that week. So also the chapter summary that you must complete for the same. This chapter summary number 4, which would cover the same chapter 18, 19, 20, and 22, 21. So this chapter summary should be used to prepare for quiz number 4, to prepare for homework number 4, and also to prepare for the second exam. Okay, and then they'll be posted on the platform so that each student can benefit from this chapter summary from other students. Again, on day 23, which is a Wednesday, we'll have a review session about the course material, which is going to be these the quizzes, the chapter summary, and then also so the homework, if you have any homework, which is going to be part of our home number 4, which is also due on that day, covering the same chapter 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay. So then on day 24, which is a Thursday, so we'll have, so the second exam, and the second exam will cover all the chapter, covered after the first exam. So the first exam went from chapter 1 to chapter 11. So that was covered on the first exam. So the second exam will cover chapter 13 all the way up to chapter 21. Those chapters, will be covered on the second exam. And again, the exam is due at the end of the day, which is a Thursday, but in a Thursday in the morning, there will be a review session conducted by the TA, so then Cynthia will cover any, any question about quiz number 3 or quiz number 4, chapter summary number 3, chapter summary number 4, homework number 3, or homework number 4. Those assignments will be included on the second exam. And then after the revision session in the morning, then later on that day, the exam number 2 will be due. So you must submit that by the end of the day. And then day 25 will be question and answer since you take the exam. So I'll be available on day 25. Any question you might have about, so the exam, about your grade, about anything, then you can ask me, about those questions. So question and answer will be on day 25, and which is going to be Friday, and I will be available for those questions. Any question you might have especially related to your, to the grade and those kind of things. So I was talking about the grading policy, which is very important. So then, here the grading policy will consist of, 4 things here. The quizzes, the 4 quizzes. The quizzes will be worth 20%. The exam, we have 2 exams. The 2 exams will be worth 50%. The homework, we have 4 homework assignments. This will be worth 20%. Your participation, attendance and participation will be worth 10%. If you add them up, you get 100%. Again, attendance participation is the participation will be will be determined by your chapter summary, and the attendance will be determined by attending the review session, weekly review session on Friday. So and then you add them up, you get 100%, which is the grading policy that I'll be following. And the rest of the syllabus will be just explaining how the quiz, how many questions are on the quiz, the due date of the quizzes, and how many points on the quizzes. You can see that thing. It said that each quiz will consist of 25 questions worth 3 points each. So for the total point of 75 points. Okay, so you have that. The 4 quizzes will be worth 300 points. Okay, but the most important thing here, so I included bonus point on the quizzes. So for each quizzes, there are 7.5, bonus point included on each quiz for the total 20 point bonus point, for the 4 quizzes. So again, but this 30 point bonus point, which is also extra credit, will be added to your, automatically added to the score of the quizzes, as extra credit. So, but the one thing which is important, there will be a time limit on the quiz. Since there are 25 questions, you have a 90 minutes, which is 1 hour, 30 minutes to complete the quiz. Meaning if you start the quiz, you can see, each of this material will be available to you a week before. So for instance, for the assignment due next week, these assignments were available to you last Sunday. So last Sunday, they were available to you online, so you can work at your own speed, so at own speed, and then complete those assignments, but you must complete them before the deadline. So, but the quiz, if you start the quiz, for instance, if you start the quiz right now, Friday is due, I think it's due on the quiz is due on day 7, which is Tuesday. But if you want, you can start right now, Friday or Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. But once you start, you have a 90 minutes to complete the quiz. But on the homework and chapter summary, there is no time limit. You can start, you can leave, you can come back, you can resume and try to complete it before the deadline. But on the quizzes, you don't have that. You have only a time limit, which is of 90 minutes or 1 hour, 30 minutes to answer to 25 questions. And then you have the deadline of the quizzes provided to you, right here. Okay, so quiz 1 would be day 7, quiz 2 will be on days 12, quiz 3 will be on day 17, quiz number 4 will be on days 22. Okay, and it tell you the quizzes are about 20% of your grade, which you see right here. Quizzes are also 20% of the grade. That's what you have. Next will be the homework assignment. So same thing with the homework assignment. And so the homework assignment, so what we have there, we said each homework assignment would be worth 150 points. And then there are 4 homework. This is going to be, 600 points. And then for the homework assignment, I told the TA, so that's how we're going to grade the homework assignment. So okay, the question will be given to you. You don't, so the TA will be grading the homework based on the grading, policy that as follow. So if you have a 60% correct answer, 60% or more, 60% or more correct answer, then you get full credit of the homework. But if the correctness of your answer for the question on the homework is between 30% to 59%, then you get 75% credit for the homework. 75%, 3/4, 75% credit. If the correctness of the answer of your homework is less than 30%, then you get half of the credit of the homework. Okay. Again, with the homework, there are 50% bonus point including the homework, meaning whatever total score you get on homework, at the end, the TA will multiply that by 1.5. So, but the homework will be capped at 600 points. You cannot all go over 600 points because there is so many bonus points. Sometimes it could go over 600 points. One example, for instance, here you can see the syllabus say if your total point on the homework is 420 points, so then at the end the TA will multiply 420 points by 1.5, which is going to be 630 points. But 630 points is over 600 here. So because of the cap is 600, the TA can allow you only 600 in that case as your total point on the homework, which is going to be 100%. Okay, and then here you see the deadline, so of each homework, day 8, Wednesday, day 13, Wednesday, day 18, Wednesday, and then also day 23, which is Wednesday. Homework are also worth 20% of the grade. Quizzes that were 20%, homework are worth 20% of the grade. So next, we go to the exam. The exam are more important than the homework and the quizzes. The exam are worth 50%. So the 2 exams. So each exam is worth 25%, which is a little bit more than the homework or the quizzes. So but these 5 weeks, you have two equally weighted exam. So meaning 25%. So, but you must submit that, by the deadline. So each exam will consist of 100 questions. It's worth 3 points. So 3 times 100, that's 300 points per exam. So 2 exams, so 300 points will give you 600 points, which is 300 plus 300 is 600 points. So in that sense, so then again, the first exam will cover the first 2 quizzes. The second exam will cover the last 2 quizzes. So the most important thing also for the exam, I included bonus point. So for the quizzes, there was bonus point. There was 7.5 bonus point on each quizzes. Okay, so which so there are also 20-point bonus point on each exam. This means what? If for the exam is 300 points, then 300 points, then you can make up to 320 points in that sense, add to 300. So there are 20 bonus points. Whatever score you got, 20 bonus points will be added to your exam score in that sense. Okay, so the total bonus for the exam would be 40 bonus points which will be considered as extra credit. Yeah? So, but also, like we have a time limit on the quizzes. The time limit on the quizzes was 1 hour 30 minutes, 90 minutes. Okay, so the same thing apply for the exam. You have also a time limit, but the time limit here is 5 hours, which is 300 minutes. 5 hours because the exam you have 100 questions, so you have more time to review, to go over the material before you submit the exam. Again, if you are taking the exam or the quizzes, what you do, you can open the PowerPoint, you can open the lecture, so the chapter, the ebook from that you have online, and then you can look at any resources that you might have to answer to, so your note from the review session with the TA, your note from any question you might ask me directly, so you can use that to answer to those questions. And more importantly, some of the questions, the quizzes will be included on the exam. So make sure that before you take the exam, review the answer, so you miss on the quizzes. Those answers will be available to you on the platform. Make sure you review the quizzes before you submit the exam, because by doing that, this will help you, this will help you, so better, uh, better perform on the exam, because if for instance if one question was on the quiz that you miss, the same question appear on the exam, then if you miss it in the quiz, you shouldn't be missing on the exam, because you should know the answer from the quiz and use that to complete the exam. Since it's it's online, it's open book, open notes, open previous assignment, then you should be able to complete those the exam without without missing again the same question twice. If you miss them on the quiz, or you miss them, for instance, on the homework, the question appear on the quiz on the exam, then you shouldn't be missing so the same question on the exam. So please review the quizzes and the homework before you complete the exam. And you have 5 hours. You have enough time, 5 hours, which is 300 minutes to complete this exam. Okay. So if you don't complete them within 5 hours, then the exam will close. You will not be able to submit so the answer. Okay, so that's basically the exam in the first. So the first exam will be on week 3, day 14, which is the Thursday. The second exam will be also week 5, which is on day 24, which is a Thursday too. So each exam is worth 25 points. So the 2 exams would be worth 50 points. So now we're done with the quizzes, we're done with the homework, we're done with the exam. So homework 20%, quizzes 20%, the exam 50%, the 2 exam 50%, so 20 plus 20, 40, 40 plus 50, that's going to be 90. So there is 10% left. The 10% will be for participation, okay, participation. So again, so I mean, if it's a face-to-face, in face-to-face, participation will consist of you attend my lecture, then the TA will give you, the whatever point, 0.4 point, whatever it is for attending the lecture. Since there is no formal lecture, you have to read the material on your own, so then we'll give you credit by reading the chapter and summarize them and give a short summary between 150 words to 600 words for each chapter. So you can see that each chapter will be worth, each chapter summary will be 0.4%. So for a maximum of 8%, which means that 0.4 times 20 chapter, we have 20 chapter covered in this class, 0.4 times 20 chapter, this will give you 8 points. Okay, so the chapter summary will be worth, the total point for the chapter summary will be 8 points, 0.4 point per chapter. So the length of each chapter should be between 150 and 600 words. Or for instance, 150. Let's see how long is 150 words. So I'm going to cover this so you can see. Just this. If I highlight this, it says here this is about 227 words. Okay, that's more than what you need. It's under 50, at least under 50. Let's see where can I find under 50. Let's start from here. So to here. So for instance, this is about under 166 words. So that's even more than 150. Let's eliminate this line, this road, and start from here. If I highlight, it's in a Word document. It said that this is 153 words. Oh, 152 words. Okay, I can take a classmate and fellow classmate. I take 2 words out. So from if you take 2 words out, let's say we go from here to here, and this is exactly, it's exactly 151 words. Okay, 151 words. So in that sense, I can drop also n, and I can drop fellow n and fellow classmate aside from myself, and I go up. That's going to be 150 words. So 150 words, somebody will consist of like this. It's about, quarter, we call that quarter paragraph. 1/4 paragraph, about 150 words. That's what you see. It's highlight right here, from participation all the way up to with myself. That's 150 words right there. Okay, so that's the least number of words that you might have on your summary, up to 600 words. So 150 words will consist of this highlight that you see, and then so that should be doable. It shouldn't be taking you a lot of time to do that in that sense. Okay, but you could go all the way up to 600 words total number of words. Okay, so but if you don't want to do that, you want to just read the PowerPoint and highlight them. You don't have to highlight everything on the PowerPoint. Just highlight, few keywords, on each page. So it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, keyword, and that's it. And scan it and post it down on D2L along with the summary, which is going to be. It said that the summary has to be 25 to 149. But 25 words, let's see. And so how much is 25 words? Okay, let's see right here. Let's start from here. Let's start from the second line. Let's go up. 25 words. That's 28 words. Okay, 28. That means I need to drop 3. Let's drop these 3, course and material class. Let's start from here. So if you highlight from there, this is exactly 25 words. 25 words would start from participation. It's like a 1 sentence, and then just to describe what you're doing, and that's it, to plus the PowerPoint. Okay, so 25 words will just be, 1 sentence right there, or a couple of sentences. Let's put it that way, a couple of sentences, 2 sentences, depending on how long is your sentence. It could be 1 or 2 sentences at most. Okay, if it's a short sentence, like in this case here, then you need 2 sentences. If it's a long sentence, then you need only 1 sentence. Okay, so that's what you need to do for the participation, to show that you are actively participating in this class by reading the chapters and by trying to summarize them. Okay. All right. So again, you're going to watch this video. If you have any question, you can ask me. So probably I'll try to make myself available. So on Monday morning, which is Sunday night, right here in the US time. So to make sure if you have any question, you can ask me during that time. All right, so that's basically that. Then, so the 8 point for the 10 point will come from doing the summary. The remaining 2 point will come from, attending the weekly review session. So we have 5 of them. So 5 of them in that sense, and you can see that, so that's what you have there. 5 times, 0.4, which will give you 2 points. Again, and if you are going to be, if if there is an emergency, then you need to get accommodated in completion of this assignment. You must fill up you must fill up the GNC so late submission form. We're going to follow that protocol, the policy, GNC, the late submission policy, and you have to fill out the form. I think the TA will have the form available to her. You can request it and fill it up and let the TA know. At least make sure that at least you let the TA know by any extension that you might need 24 hours before the deadline of the assignment. 24 hours. Okay. We want at least 24 hours, so then we can approve you before the assignment is due. So the other aspect of the participation, which is going to be bonus point or extra credit, will be, so if you posted it, it's chapter summary, I can come and read it. So if I read it and provide comment, I can say this chapter summary is good, very good. I learned this and this from your chapter summary. Then I get extra bonus point for reading other student chapter summary. You get 0.125% extra credit for each reading the other student chapter summary, and then this could be up to 2.2% extra credit. So basically, instead of having 10% for class participation, you could have up to 12% class participation. That's it. Just by reading, the other so chapter summary by other students. But so keep in mind that if you're doing the same thing for the same chapter summary, then you get only 0.125% bonus point per chapter summary. Okay, that's what you have, and this will give you the deadline for this, so chapter summary. So again, participation is about 10%, and then you have 2% extra credit to be added by providing feedback to other students posting. Again, for the makeup, the attendance makeup policy here, so we'll make sure that we'll follow GNC late submission policy. You must fill up the form and send it to the TA by so at least 24 hours before the deadline. And most of the time, the extension that TA is going to grant you will be Friday of that week. So the assignment are due usually, the quizzes and chapter summary are due on Tuesday of the week, second week or third week or fourth week, and the homework assignment are due on Wednesday of that week. So then in that case, then so you must complete the assignment. If you get permission for late submission, you must complete the assignment by Friday of that week. So Friday or the same week, you must complete that so by Friday. Okay. All right. So cheating will not be tolerated. If we find out you're cheating, then or talking to each other, it could be so that could be a problem. So your plagiarism will not be tolerated. So everything you say or do should be on your own word in that sense. So the rule in the classroom will be, so if you do that, then if we feel that for instance there are two identical chapter summary, then so the both students will lose the 10% participation, okay, and the 2% bonus point. Okay, so make sure that everything you do, especially for the chapter summary, is going to be your own word in that sense. And this is the grading system, the grading scale in that sense. So A will earn. So if you have 80, if you have 80, excuse me, if you have 80 to 100%, you earn A. If your total score is 80 to 100%, you get A. If it's between 70 and 79, you get a B. 60 and 69, you get a C. And 50 and 59, you get a D. and anything below 59 will be a E in that sense. So that's basically, again, so academic honesty want you to do everything, so on your own. So you're not supposed to get help from anyone else. You're not supposed to get help from your own friend, okay? But you're allowed to open the textbook. You're allowed to open the PowerPoint. You're allowed to watch the video. There was a class material video that I recorded that the TA will make them available to you. The video are summary of each chapter in that sense. Okay, you should watch the video before you complete any assignment. Okay, and if you have any question about the video, you can ask the TA during the review session, or you can also ask me. So I'm going to be available. So we have one live. We're supposed to have one live orientation this week. But the TA and I will schedule another one, then you can ask me during that, second orientation, which is going to, live or, so, orientation, which is going to, the TA will let you know what day and the time, so for the second one. And that's basically what you need to know about, so this class. I wish you good luck. And then so I hope you perform well. And if you have any question, so let me know. Then I'll be happy to answer to those questions. Thank you.